Hello friends, today we are going to study theories of management. These theories are given by the management thinkers. Henry Fayol, Elton Mayo and F.W. Taylor, these are some famous management thinkers and they have proposed certain theories of management. In this video, we are going to learn Henry Fayol's administrative theory of management. Henry Fayol was a Frenchman. He was working as mining engineer and gradually he promoted as chief managing director. Henry Fayol has written one book called as General and Industrial Administration. In this book, he has proposed 14 principles of management. Due to his contribution in the field of management, he has called as father of modern management. 14 famous principles of Henry Fayol are division of work, authority and responsibility, discipline, unity of command, unity of direction, subordination of interest, remuneration, centralization, scalar chain, order, equity, stability of tenure, initiative and esprit de corps. There is one shortcut to remember these 14 principles. The child asks father, Dad, you see USSR? And dad reply, Oh, I see. So the shortcut is, Dad, you see USSR? Oh, I see. Here dad means division of work, authority and discipline. UC means unity of command and centralization, and USSR means unity of direction, subordination of interest, scalar chain and remuneration. O for order, I for initiative and C means stability of tenure, equity and esprit de corps. The first principle is division of work. The work is divided into the organization. Every employee get the different work. Work is divided into small parts and into the different divisions, and out you can see here that there are the different departments or cabinets, and this is nothing but the division of work. Everyone will do the different work which is assigned to him, and the work will be assigned as per the abilities and qualification of the employees. This division of work will make the employees expert in their work because they will be doing the same kind of work for the long period of time. So, division of work will bring the specialization and it will also improve the efficiency. Because of frequently doing the same work, there will be less mistakes, less errors, and there will be less wastage. The second principle is authority and responsibility. Authority means power, power to take decisions. This authority is given to manager. They can take the decisions, but at the same time, they get the responsibility. So responsibility always come along with the authority. The manager is held responsible for the work. Here you can see that there is one red person, he is the manager or you can call him as a superior. While these are the employees in blue color, you can call them as a subordinate. Here you can see the authority is given to the manager and at the same time he will be responsible for all type of work. See, the top level management will give authority and responsibility to the middle level management. Okay, here you can see that middle level management is getting responsibility as well as authority. At the same time, the middle level manager will be accountable for the work. They will be answerable to top level management for the completion of the work. So in this way, there must be the balance between authority and responsibility. Authority and responsibility should go hand in hand. Whenever there will be a responsibility, there must be the authority, and when the authority is given, the responsibility must be given. So we have to keep balance between the authority and responsibility. And this is first time proposed by Henry Fayol in his principle. The third principle is principle of discipline. We know that discipline is most important. Henry Fayol suggested that there must be discipline in organization also, because discipline is the bridge between goals and its accomplishment. Organizational goals are very big, very huge to achieve, and that's why discipline is needed to achieve these goals. According to Fayol, discipline is the most important, and employees they have to follow and they have to respect the rules and regulations of the organization. With the help of discipline, organizational goals will be achieved, and good discipline is the result of effective leadership. If a manager is a good leader, then of course there will be proper discipline in the organization. The fourth principle is unity of command. Unity of command says that each and every employee should receive order from only one superior. One superior means one manager or one boss. This principle says that each employee is responsible to only one manager. That means they will report to only one manager. So unity of command says each employee must have one and only one boss, and they have to report to only one boss. There is one proverb that too many cooks spoil the soup. So same way the whole department must have only one manager who will give command to the whole department. See, in this figure we can find out there is one manager. Under the manager there are two junior managers. Okay, these are the two junior managers, and under them there are the employees. So this junior manager is getting command by manager. Okay, only one boss, and these employees are getting command from junior manager. So this is called as the unity of command. If this manager will give command to the employees, then unity of command is not following. Here you can see the red one is the superior or manager, and the green one are the subordinates or employees. So each and every employee must get command from one superior, and if many superiors are giving the command, then there will be confusion. So this is the wrong approach. It is lacking unity of command, while this is the right approach because there is no confusion and it is following the unity of command. The next principle is unity of direction. Unity of direction means the whole department must be directed by one manager using one plan, and there must be one common goal. So any activity must be directed with single plan. The unity of direction says that there must be one head and one plan, and the whole group must achieve the same objective. If there will be absence of unity of direction, then of course there will be confusion among the employees. So in the organization, each group which is having the same objective should be directed by one manager using one plan. See, in this diagram everyone is moving towards the same direction, so there is the presence of unity of direction. While in the other diagram some are going here, some are going there, so there is the absence of unity of direction. So in organization we need the unity of direction. All the efforts should be directed towards the achievement of one and common objective. Please subscribe my channel, like and share the video. Thank you. Take care.